everyone, it's Dominic, the Primetime Treasure Hunter. Thanks a lot for coming by to check out another video. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to avoid making a significant mistake that a lot of new resellers make. In fact, even some resellers with a moderate degree of experience will make this error once in a while. And it has to do with miscalculating shipping costs for items that teeter right around that 1 pound range. And the issue is whether or not you're going to ship it out first class versus priority mail. In some instances, the difference in cost is going to be significant, and other instances it's not. And what's going to determine that is what region of the country it's going to. And you need to factor that in when you decide whether or not you are going to accept a best offer that a potential buyer submits to you. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about as a common type of scenario. An item like this, which would be an action figure. Now, maybe you don't sell toys or anything like that, but maybe you sell something similar that, would be about this size and would be something that, is about 9-10 ounces, something like that. So whatever it is that you sell, just kind of put it into this kind of scenario. So you put it on the scale, you have your shipping scale. And if you don't have a shipping scale and you're a new reseller, you definitely need to purchase one because it will help save you a ton of money. The one I have here, which is called the Ultra Ship Ultra 75, I'm going to show you right here. This is one I have a review on my channel at, and you can go check that out if you would like. And I also have a link to it down below if you're interested in purchasing it. I do make a commission that's very small off of any purchases through those supply links. But you can see here, it's around 9 ounces. Okay, now if you know about the shipping rates, which you definitely need to know, if you are printing your shipping label online through eBay, what's going to happen is anything that's 16 ounces or under is going to go first class. If it is above 16 ounces, then it's going to go priority mail if you want to ship it fast. Of course, there's options like parcel post and stuff like that, but it's usually not going to make sense for a light item like this. So hopefully ahead of time you have taken into account not just how much the item weighs when you put it on the scale by itself, but how much the item weighs once you put it in a box. Because obviously it does need to go in a box, and it also needs to be protected. We don't want to just toss this in the box. We have to put some protective packing material around it. So something like that would typically be bubble wrap. That's not going to add a lot of weight to it, but it will add a little bit onto it to protect it properly. You're going to want to put some air cushions and stuff. You might want to put a little layer of cardboard on top to prevent the plastic from getting damaged. All of that is weight, and even though it's a little bit of weight, those ounces add up when you're trying to stay at 16 ounces or less for that first class shipping rate. So let's just say, for sake of argument, we put it in the box like this, and then we get it on top of the scale. And also, for sake of argument, just assume that the box that we have this in is the smallest possible size box we could get it in order to keep it nice and protected. Of course, there are things you can do to decrease the size of the box, such as using a carton resizer, like I show you right here. It has a little cutting mechanism around here, so you latch it onto the box and you turn it around, and it cuts the top layer of the box so you could reduce your box size. I have a video showing how that works, and I have a link to it down below in the description section, so you could check that out too if you want. It's a very, very useful, helpful tool to have once in a while in your shipping arsenal. But let's say right here, we've got this on the shipping scale. I'll show you right here what it looks like now. See, we've got our item in there, and now we have got our shipping scale showing that it's 1 pound and 2.3 ounces. Now, that could be a problem in certain situations. What am I talking about? Well, let's say you have the item up for $20, and someone offers you $15 from the opposite coast. Once it goes over 1 pound or more, once it goes over a pound, that means that it's going to cost you approximately $10 to ship it priority mail. That's a lot of money if you're only dealing with small margins, like you're selling it for $15. If you accepted that offer and you thought it was going to go out first class, which means it should be around $5 or less, depending on how much it weighs, regardless of what region of the country it sends out to, that's a difference in $5 of cost to you. So often in those types of situations, there's a difference between making $10 profit or $5 profit. And so That's a big psychological difference. Did I make 10 bucks? All right, I made 10 bucks on my item. Or, hey, I invested all this time into it. I took all these pictures and, I packed it up and I got the shipping label and all I did was make 5 bucks or less on it. That's demoralizing, and that causes a lot of people, especially new resellers, to go out of business. So you have to make sure you take into account the region of the country and ideally weigh your items ahead of time so you factor in the weight with the box. Now, if you're doing high volume stuff, high volume inventories, you may not be able to figure that out on every item. But if you're unsure, and this is the point, if you're unsure, it should be something that is, probably going to go out under a pound, but it might not. It's possible it might go over. When you're out and about and you get that offer for someone on the opposite coast, do not automatically accept it, especially if it's somebody who, you could just go in and when you go home, you could just go back and weigh it and get back to them a little bit later. And especially if it's a popular item, if it's something that has like 6 watchers, 7 watchers, 8 watchers, what's the rush and what's the pressure? You could just decline that offer and trust that somebody is likely going to come in who lives closer to you. So someone, let's say, 2 states over. Now, if it's over a pound and you ship it out priority mail, it's not going to be that much different compared to what the highest first class rate is. There's only going to be a difference of about $1.50, so it's probably going to ship out at like $6.40 or something like that. That's a lot different than it's shipping out across to an opposite coast for $10. So all those things are things you have to keep in mind when you are thinking on whether or not to accept a best offer for these items that are approximately a pound, to the opposite coast. So hope that information is helpful to you. If so, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Subscriptions have gone up a ton lately. We're over 1,500 subscribers. In my Facebook group, we are over 4,000 subscribers at this point, so come by and join that. We just did a giveaway for 2 free 30-minute video consults with me to help you about your reselling business. And so there's lots of interesting things going on there, including a Black Friday seller initiative that we're going to do in a couple of days, so you don't want to miss that. We generated over $200 in sales for sellers in our first reselling sellers supporting sellers initiative just a few days ago. So and also make sure you come over to my Instagram account. I did a brief little video about this topic earlier tonight, but this is just a more expanded version so I could go into it a lot more. On that Instagram channel, I have about a minute to get all the information out to you, so I can't always say everything that I want. So that's the purpose of the YouTube channel. So come over there for exclusive content. That's prime_time_treasure. I'll see you there, and I'll see you at the next video, everyone. Take care.